winter really did just like
smacked us, right?
Right. I mean, on cue.
Yeah.
Meteorological winter.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, but it was so, like, we don't want to beat ahead to it, but it was lovely over the weekend. And we were talking about Elf on the Shelf. Our elf was so tired after his journey from the North Pole, he didn't even make it downstairs. He was on our top floor sleeping in a bed when he arriveth on Monday morning is when he made his first appearance. Elfie, what's does yours have a name?
I think probably Sparkle or something. If I had to guess. I can't really remember, but our elf this morning broke the TV. Broke the TV with a hammer. Just hanging from the TV with a hammer. Which, by the way, you guys, this sweatshirt, I wasn't even planning on wearing this, but it is, tis the season.
Judgment.
It's so cold. This is like a blanket. This is a blanket sweatshirt.
Do we have a thermostat in here?
I don't know, but I think I've got like dog hair on me and...
Brad, do we have a thermostat in here?
Maybe
it says cold.
It says cold. I'm going to focus, okay? So this is the way we're going to get...
It's hard not to focus in this temperature, but keep us on our toes.
If Anthony's cold, you know.
Yesterday I had the heavy sweater on, and I kind of regret not wearing that again today.
Yeah.
Got a big show.
You know...
Got a big segment with Michael Babcock coming up.
Poor Michael. But no, not poor Michael. I wonder...
He's in L.A.
Exactly right. Michael Babcock, are you with us already? He's not here yet. I'm curious to know what the weather is like there. You know... we were talking about how the weather over the weekend was nice to enjoy the snow. This morning, not so nice.
No.
If you're at your destination, which I'm hoping you are, or maybe you're at home, watching us, that would be even better. It was a bit of a treacherous travel morning.
Look at the city right now. It looks like from Frozen or something.
Right.
The whole skyline looks frozen. There's those low-hanging clouds.
Yeah, we had some freezing fog, some slick spots.
Thursday's going to be worse, right?
Yeah, temperature-wise, but sky-wise, I mean, and plus because we had the snow yesterday and those salt trucks really worked hard, it was very soggy. So the wetness on the ground, the mixture of the salt, the melted snow, getting whipped up on windshields, make sure if you are leaving the house today, you have enough windshield wiper fluid.
Did you run out today? Is that what happened with you?
It was low, and so I was very sparingly hitting it.
Oh, you had to ration.
I had to ration because I was nervous I would run out.
All right.
And then I'd get into a pickle where I couldn't see anything because we travel basically at night. It's dark outside. So it's already hard to see. So I would just hit it every once in a while when I really couldn't see. But to your point, you were like...
No, I had to duck down, and this is actually going to get resolved on my way home today. My wipers must be out of alignment. I think I need more because they're working fine, but not hitting my sight line. And so I was leaning over at the beginning of my ride before the defroster. And so I had a very stressful ride in today, actually, because when a semi-truck would pass, it sprays everything you just mentioned up in my windshield, and then it smears everywhere, and so that needs to get resolved.
Of winter driving,
not my
favorite.
No.
Not my favorite.
Exactly.
But, you know.
It's a cold morning as well for everybody who is about to line up for free hot dogs outside the Wieners Circle, and in our last hour, I'm not sure what the line was at when we checked in with Gabby. When we checked in with her at the end of the 8, there were 2 people already in line. So that's a 2.5-hour wait for them.
No.
Did you see the line when we checked in with her this last hour? We're about to check in with Tina as well, but that's some pretty awesome dedication.
So let's remind people, in case they don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, so the whole context here was when Ben Johnson ripped off his shirt after that big win over the Eagles. You know, some people on Twitter were saying, oh, this is so cringe. They didn't know the context of this. Wieners Circle had put this out in October as a thing. Hey, after Caleb Williams threw 4 TDs, they did a giveaway. And they're like, okay, what else could we give a giveaway, a hot dog giveaway? If it happens. And one of the options they put out there was Ben Johnson taking his shirt off. And so he apparently said right before, and it's hard to hear in that video, but like, let's feed Chicago. Tore his shirt off, threw it down, started celebrating.
That.
So, and he's like, I'm a man of the people. It's time to feed the city.
Yeah, and he said that his 2-year-old was watching at home and saying, no shirt, no shirt. And his wife was laughing at him. But I was saying this might be a repetitive situation now, and he's probably going to be getting spray tans and hitting the gym.
Hitting the gym first. No, he's in top physical too.
I was wondering if he works out with his boys, you know, like the guys.
With the team?
With the boys. Yeah, like the team.
Maybe.
when he's in there? He has to be. Like in between, you would think.
They got, I mean, state-of-the-art facilities and everything. Maybe. Hey, that's a great question. That's a great question. So we're going to check in with Tina during the show. Also, are you a fan of the Will Ferrell Elf?
Of course.
Okay. Is it in the annual rotation this time of year? Do you guys throw it on? Or your kids are still pretty young?
Pretty little.
Because my 4-year-old got through 30 minutes of it on Sunday night. He gave up. He wanted to do something else. Theo was super excited to watch it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we always put it out there that, you know, if you guys are good, usually the elf shows up December 1st-ish, and so Sunday night was November 30th, if memory serves, and so we put it on to hype him up.
Okay.
So to hype him up, and Gerald, the little one, the 4-year-old, yeah, he didn't make it through.
Yeah, the real adults in the movies, we're not quite there yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like if it was a cartoon version, maybe, but you know, the
live action.
It's the spaghetti with the M&Ms and the chocolate sauce and maple syrup and.
I know him.
I love that.
And so Elf the Musical starts showing today in Chicago. It is about to go live at the Auditorium Theater. And that would be a cool thing. I'm going to have to look into tickets here and see how much they are, because I know at least my oldest would love that.
Anything
he loves
like that
the movie.
this time of year. You know what I mean? Like last year we got to do, what was in town? It was Disney on Ice. And that was like the big to-do, and it was the holiday thing, like in-person, musical kind of situation. An event like that, I think, would be so special to try to do once a year.
That's what's great. You know, we're about to check in with Michael from LA, but one of the things that I do love about the seasons here, I'm a fan of the seasons, even though there are drawbacks like we just talked about, but they call it the year spirit, you know what I mean? Like it goes through the cycle, and when the city gets to be like this, it does get festive, and things like Disney on Ice, things like Elf.
Yeah.
You know, look at the Bean, for example. Festive.
Just look at it.
Festive. It's sunny out there. Hey, some of that snow is melting, at least on the surface.
Yeah.
Because I'm hoping not to have to bust out the shovel again, Caitlin. I shoveled for 2 hours.
But you liked
Sunday.
it.
I did like it.
You did like it.
I did like it.
This morning I was leaving the house and I had a fresh coat of snow because we had some leftover snow even into early hours this morning in Northwest Indiana. But, you know, we're going to get a break from the snow today, and then tomorrow we have additional light snow possible, and then it gets very cold. So if you are planning your week, we're talking about how cold it is. Wednesday night, we're getting down into the single digits. Some of us could be below 0 in western counties, but the wind chill, that feel-like temperature, 15 to 20 degrees below 0. Wednesday night and Thursday night. Oof. So that means Thursday morning and Friday morning for the kiddos at the bus stop.
Oh, that's going to be a rough one.
Maybe consider trying to
drive them
somehow, or you know, carpool or something, because it's going to be so cold.
Bundle up. Oh yeah, I remember those days, just rotten out there in the yeah. That's tough. Yeah, does this, I wonder if this portends a
like a
big like a bad,
it's
just like a bad winter, because I do think that the last couple we've
skated by.
Yeah.
I know, we're happy now. Come January, who knows how
this could get old. This could get old. Now, today was interesting because on one of Mike's, this is before you got in, on one of Mike's weather maps, it was 0 degrees. I want to say in either Morris or Aurora, there was just a pocket, against, the rest of the city was in the teens, and it was 0. I don't know, how does that happen?
Aurora is always the cold spot, if you look at the map.
Why is that?
Well, Chicago is always going to be a little bit warmer because we have all this concrete. We're in the concrete jungle. But Aurora, if you watch our maps, it's usually the cold spot, even in the summertime. But yeah, so the temperatures, those western areas,
it can just, there's just like
that's
a
where
little
below
dip.
0, not much, you know, you get out to the farmlands and such.
Right, and then actually, come to think of it, you mentioned the concrete. In the summer, we get extra hot because it's just all blacktop, all concrete.
Exactly
and,
right.
Yeah, it can get really, really rough out there. Well,
is Michael ready? Michael Babcock?
No, Michael Babcock. Maybe we could. Can we check in with Tina, perhaps? Is she ready to go outside the Wieners Circle? I'm kind of curious about this line.
Yeah, me too.
No
dedication with the heating, the hand warmers.
Yeah, hand warmers outside Wieners Circle, and they actually had somebody on Good Day from S. Rosen's.
Okay.
Are you familiar with S. Rosen's?
No.
Does the name ring a bell? It's the bakery that is they're so awesome. The like the standard Chicago hot dog with the poppy seed bun, it's got to be from S. Rosen's. Then it is like a true Chicago style dog. It's that warm, fluffy bun.
Poppy seeds?
Poppy seed.
Poppy seeds.
Poppy seed. I think they make a sesame seed variety and a plain one.
Sure, yeah.
Sometimes, you know, your kids will be like, you know,
yeah, get that stuff
Get that stuff off there. I don't want to eat that. I don't want to eat that. But it's perfection when it's steamed.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hot off
that
the press.
steamed bun.
Yeah, smells good.
And they were actually showing some video of the Chicago. I wonder if at Wieners Circle they're doing full out. You know how you can kind of phone in a hot dog giveaway, just give them like the wrapped up like bun, no condiments. But they were showing video of like full out Chicago style dogs with the fresh tomatoes, the sport peppers, the celery salts, pickles, mustard.
Yeah, it looks really, really good.
Onions, chopped onions.
My mouth is watering.
So good.
Speaking of holidays, Cyber Monday was yesterday. Did you guys get all of your shopping done for the season?
We got a little bit done, and by we I mean Maggie.
Okay.
Monday's kind of her admin day, and yeah, we saved a couple big online purchases for yesterday.
Yeah. This is a weird year where we've been talking about this too, how the sales started super early this year, like beginning of November early, saying Black Friday sales. So I'm curious to know how much Americans spent on Black Friday and Cyber Monday in particular. I'm sure those numbers will be coming out soon.
Well, let's see. It was Adobe Analytics predicted $14 billion would be spent yesterday, and
which was more than
the year before.
6% more?
It's like yeah, 5 or 6% more.
More than last year.
And according to their numbers, the folks who were going to go online and do Cyber Monday deals were going to spend on average of $350 a piece.
Okay.
Yeah. I wonder, like, because it was record-setting or predicted to be on Black Friday and on Cyber Monday, and I wonder if they adjust that for inflation. That's my big question. Because we get all these stats, and they're always record-breaking, but think about it.
Everything's more expensive,
but inflation. So you have to, like, adjust for that. I just wonder if it's still a record, or if we are following Patty Asai's rule of thumb, which what is it again? 1%
of your income, yearly salary to be spent on Christmas shopping.
Yeah, no more.
That's a good rule of thumb. If you're not done shopping yet, maybe look at how much you've spent, take 1% of your yearly income, and that's how much you have.
That's your budget.
Wiggle room. But you know, Christmas is going to be here in 2 seconds. I feel like time is just flying by.
Are you guys big gift givers? Do you have a huge Christmas list?
No. No. In fact, this is going to be controversial. I kind of think, which I said this last year and then I kind of regretted it because I have to think about, you know, everybody's in a different situation.
Sure.
But I kind of feel like holidays and birthdays are mostly for the kiddo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
But if you don't have children in your life and you still want to celebrate and show your loved ones that you care, you're thinking about them and you want to get them a little something, that's super fun too. But no, so for us, it's definitely just mostly focused on
the kids. That's kind of how we are too, and it's but I do agree that there's folks out there where gift giving is like their love language. That's how they show their love and everything, and not everyone is wired like that. I know that that we've had a lot of folks on. It's Giving Tuesday, by the way, Giving Tuesday, where.
Back.
Yes, exactly. And so it's actually a really good day to donate to a lot of causes. I know we have a matching thing with the Chicago Food Bank where for every $1 you give today, and there's information on our website, by the way, fox32chicago.com, there's a QR code there, your donation will actually be tripled.
No way.
Yeah, because there's a matching sponsor, and I feel horrible that I'm forgetting the name.
Wow.
But it's a matching
huge.
sponsor, so this is a great day to like log on and give. And I know Salvation Army's set a pretty lofty goal this year. They're trying to raise $12 million.
Wow.
83 cents of every dollar will stay local.
Okay.
Local, so you're supporting your neighbors that need help this time of year. So there's more information on our website on that one as well.
Salvation Army.
Giving Tuesday.
And also a lot of coat drives going on around town.
Oh yeah.
If you forgot, it's a great time of year to go through that coat closet and take out all the stuff that doesn't fit and just donate it. Organizations are looking for all sorts of things too, like not just jackets, but you think of the hats that the kids outgrow, the gloves, the boots. That stuff is expensive, so maybe that's a good thing to do with the kiddos. You can donate this year.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to catch up, hopefully with Michael Babcock from TMZ. They're doing this fun thing, and they do it every year, where they unleash their top 10 entertainment stories, the biggest entertainment stories of 2025. We're also going to be talking about how to shop local, okay? Get away from Amazon.com, the big box retailers, and support merchants in all 77
your
Chicago neighborhoods. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, your local Target. There you go, Caitlin. Took the wind out of my sail there. We'll be right back. And a 4.
10:17. Chicago loves local. I was just joking about the Target thing, you guys. Shop local. That's not what I mean. Okay, so the Chicago Loves Local campaign is encouraging residents to support local businesses this holiday season. So we're going to learn how you can do this easily with Laura Austin. She's the executive director of Anderson Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so let's talk about this initiative that you guys have and the groups that are involved and what inspired it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so sort of with the administration change and, you know, the imposing tariffs and the immigration, you know, mayhem that kind of came through the city, you know, what we saw was a decline in, you know, shoppers and foot traffic to our local businesses. So with the Committee on Immigrant and Refugee Rights, we formed a Chicago's With You task force. From that task force, we, you know, had these intense conversations with a lot of the neighborhoods most deeply affected by the immigration raids throughout Chicago. And so, you know, we stepped up and formed a business subcommittee and said, what could we do, you know, to support this? What could we do as chambers of commerce, as business alliances to support these small business communities? And that's where the Chicago Loves Local campaign was born. So it was a way to come up with some cohesive marketing, really kind of some punchy, you know, taglines with put your money where your block is.
Oh, nice.
Right? To kind of look around, look at your community, see where you can make a difference, just right in your perimeter, right? So, I mean, even in, you know, Andersonville, right, we have several different blocks and everybody kind of has their specific block that they really like, right? So it's like, okay, let's go in, let's support the bodega, let's get a greeting card here, right? We're not asking for major spends. We're asking you to go and meet the shop owners that kind of, you know, just put their heart and soul into their businesses and help to uplift these communities that are struggling the most.
So during these raids, you guys all, because I know there's, Lincoln Square, for example, as a Chamber of Commerce. I'm guessing most of the neighborhoods do, but this is an effort to really get people into all 77 Chicago neighborhoods, correct?
Right. So Chicago has 77 community areas. We have upwards of 250 neighborhoods, right? 77 is a better kind of tagline, right, than talking about all of the neighborhoods. So that's where we're kind of hyper focusing on. And each of them are supported by a Chamber of Commerce. So, we with the Business Affairs Consumer Protection Program work with about 60 other different BSOs, which we call business service organizations. And our mission is to uplift the small business community. And that's just what this is about. It is about going in, it is about showing support to your neighbors. It is about kind of getting out of your neighborhoods, going into other neighborhoods, seeing what's available. The city clerk's office has just started this Shopping in Solidarity initiative, right, where we bring groups of people to the deeply affected neighborhoods. We just had one in Rogers Park. We have one coming up in the Belmont Craig and Hermosa neighborhood. And it's fantastic. They build an itinerary, we shop, we visit places we probably never would have before.
Does everyone just caravan over there? Is there a carpool, or is there a bus?
I'm sure some people carpool. We haven't had that, but we've kind of just made our way on the bus or the train or however we can get out there. And it's so lovely. You get to meet people that you just wouldn't have ever met before and learn about these stories of these small business owners that, are just wonderful.
Have you heard how it's made a difference in these small businesses?
They just feel seen and valued and heard and supported. It can be a very isolating experience if you're just in your shop. Let's just say you're a sole shop owner, you don't have any employees. You're just sitting in your shop. You open up, you close, maybe you don't get a customer, right? It can lead to feelings of isolation. It can lead to feelings of depression. This just, gives people a little bit of hope, right? That people understand the struggle that they're going through and are there to support them in whatever ways that they need. And it can be as simple as a Google review, right? So we're not even asking people to, spend money that, all of us are kind of struggling to hold on to right now. But leaving a positive Google or Yelp review can go a long way.
What would you say to the person who's like, okay, budgets are so tight, I know I can get the same thing on Amazon.com for a little bit cheaper, but what would be your message to the person that's that you would want to encourage to spend just a little bit more when it comes to the impact that supporting these small businesses can actually have?
Yeah, I mean, so not only are you supporting that small business, you're supporting the neighborhood, you're supporting the community. A lot of these small business owners donate to school fundraisers, right? You've all had, if you have kids and you've gone to an auction before, if you've gone to a gala before, a lot of those businesses are supporting them, with gift cards, with products. That funnels back into the community, right? A lot of them hire locally, right? So that money that they're paying their employees is also staying in the community, right? The whole study that the Amex Shop Small Saturday came from, was done from an Andersonville study in 2004, which showed that $68 out of every $100 spent in the community, 68 stayed there. So it's like, so you just want to, again, it's not about a dramatic shift, right? We're asking for a little bit here and there, like make an intention to maybe eat out once a month, right? It's not affordable to everyone, but what are the small ways you can make a difference?
So maybe there's someone who's listening who says, I don't even know, I'm talking about myself. I don't even know where to go to find these local mom and pop shops because I'm so busy and I just surviving, or ordering online, which I know is not the best. But maybe somebody wants tips or advice on how to find these small shops that they could be supporting. Do you have any advice on how to go about that route?
Yeah, so I mean, that is a lot of what the Chicago Loves Local campaign is trying to do. So we're hyper-focusing on, a few distinct neighborhoods right now. We're featuring businesses. We have photographers out in the field capturing really good photos of these businesses to showcase them online. If you go to any business service organization website, typically people will have a membership directory, and that's a good way to find a small business in that community. So if you go to, Lincoln Square's website or Andersonville's website, Rogers Park's website, and you go to their membership directory, it's usually categorized by genre, by kind of sector. So you'll have your, retail shopping shops kind of broken down into what they offer, coffee shops, cafes, and start there and make your own list. I mean, there's a ton of resources through Instagram as well to kind of follow some local influencers that highlight neighborhoods, but that's a good way to start.
What do we know about the impact of these tariffs on small businesses? I know that 2 weeks ago, one of the things we were widely reporting is that a Vernon Hills toy company, I believe it's a toy company, they are suing the Trump administration because of just the impact that it's had on their bottom line. What are you hearing from local businesses about the impact of these tariffs in these neighborhoods?
I mean, what we've heard that, it can have, for some, right, so some, aren't affected. It depends on where their product comes from. Some are deeply affected. There is a business in Wicker Park called Mojo Spa. The owner, Amanda, had to shift her entire product line because of tariffs. So she created all brand new products. She changed up all of her ingredients because she was getting hit so hard by the tariffs, right? And so it was, what we're seeing is this pandemic-like response, where we're having the tariffs, we have the immigration, concerns that have come through, and there isn't that financial support. So it's like having to kind of pivot again, that 2020 word that we use all the time, folks are having to pivot again.
Oh my gosh, with the restaurants during the pandemic, I'm sure you were very busy trying to support them during that time, and now it's the merchants that are really, although I know it is expensive to import certain foods, I think.
For sure. Mussels being one of them, right? Like those will come in usually from.
Yeah, good point.
So I mean, it's so it's so strange what happens, and what we're seeing then too is a lot of our merchants did purchase product kind of right as the tariffs were coming about, and they're kind of getting hit with these bills now 6 months later and that they weren't expecting, and they couldn't. It's harder to pass on those costs. So like big box retailers, they have plenty of SKUs to kind of, let's just sprinkle these rising costs throughout a bunch of SKUs, right? Merchants, local small business owners can't do that. Their product line, their orders are not as vast, right? They order a smaller amount than big boxes do. So it just makes it harder.
If there's a business owner who's watching this and is shouting, I need help too. Is there a resource for these businesses to go and list their companies to say, hey, we could really use some community support? Do you know?
Yeah, I would reach out to find your, the Chamber of Commerce or the Business Alliance that's in your neighborhood. Contact them, make them be your first stop. The Alder folks are also a good resource to reach out to. The Alder folks, will most likely direct you back to a Chamber of Commerce, and we're here to support and uplift you. We'll help you however we can, whether it's marketing support, whether it's getting you on an Instagram post. We want to be there for you.
Aww.
That's a great resource, because I know that like a lot of people have these great products, great shops, and they have a hard time getting the word out.
Right.
It's true.
They're good at what they do, but when you're a small business owner, you have to put every hat on.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's
I think of it like a game of Tetris, right? Where you're just like trying to get all the pieces. You've got, rent and utilities and employees, and all of this stuff is coming down at you. And like, if you don't organize it in the right way, you're like, so
overwhelming.
Well, it's great what you're doing. I really hope that the Chicago small businesses throughout the city get a big boost from all of us this holiday season. Make it a priority to not buy every last thing online, okay? Go out into those neighborhoods.
Make it an event.
That's right, exactly. And when you go into these neighborhoods, stop for lunch, right?
Yeah.
For lunch.
Take a shopping break.
Look at the public art.
Exactly.
Look at the murals.
No, it's so great. It's a vibrant city all year round, not just during the summer. All right, Laura Austin with the Andersonville Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For being here. Really appreciate it. We're going to switch gears. This is another small business, okay? There's only one Wieners Circle. This is not a chain, okay? And they're doing something big.
Yeah.
They're doing something big. So we are checking in now with Tina Wynn. Look at you over Zoom.
Hi,
Tina,
everyone.
look at the line. I see some Bears fans behind you. Paint a picture for
We do have some Bears fans behind us.
Oh, hi.
And I have to tell you guys this. Juice and I just did a hit with two fans. They took their shirt off. So you guys will have to tune into that. I believe we're going to have that on the noon show. But yeah, we're out here at the Wieners Circle. They are getting ready to give away free hot dogs. Second time that they're doing this season. Obviously, first time was when Caleb Williams threw for 4 touchdown passes against the Dallas Cowboys. And this one is because Bears head coach Ben Johnson took his shirt off, as you guys can see. We've got all the fans here lined up. And I want you guys to meet my friend Al. He has been here since what time?
Good morning. I've been here since 5 a.m.
5 a.m. 5 a.m. First one here, first one in line. Keep the green chair right there.
That's right.
And give me your thoughts on the Bears being 9-3 right now. The one seed in the NFC.
That is a miracle. It's unbelievable. We never thought it so, but here it is. Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams have done the impossible. And Victor Robertson and my friend Tom Smith to the pinch. Yeah, the Bears are here.
And okay, so tell me, which free hot dog moment was better? Caleb Williams throwing 4 touchdown passes against the Cowboys, or Ben Johnson's post-game celebration?
Of course. Taking them clothes off. That's what did it. That's what inspired us all. We got others here replicating the same thing. It is just amazing.
I did just tell them that we saw 2 guys take their shirt off and recite the good, better, best speech. So Chicago loves that speech. And tell me, you took the day off to work today?
Absolutely. I mean, I just had to just come here and fellowship with all the brothers, all the Bearhood, and we're going to beat Green Bay.
Yes, that's right. You're going to see them twice in 3 weeks, by the way. Okay.
We're going to win both times.
And you took PTO too, right?
I did.
So if Al's boss is watching, just know he did take PTO today. Real quick, I'll show you guys all the fans that are in line right here.
Oh, look
Everyone
at the lines.
Look at this. And they're starting at 11 a.m. They're giving away free hot dogs starting at 11. They're going to go till they run out. I was talking to some of the guys on staff. They told me they've been here since 7 a.m. preparing. We've got S. Roses as well. They've donated a couple thousand funds to the Wieners Circle as well. One more time, Greg. Oh, love it, love it. So yeah, this is the sleep right now. We're going to be out here until about 1 o'clock. So I imagine this line is going to get longer and longer and longer. And I'm sure I'll have plenty more friends here.
Yes, I can't wait to see the footage of these fans that tore their shirts off outside. Tina, what is the marquee out front of Wieners Circle? It said something really funny.
Okay, say that one more time.
What does it say on the marquee?
Right
now.
Let me show you. So glad you asked. Well, this side it says, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there we go. We got new mayor, Mayor Johnson.
Oh, my goodness.
Hold on, let me show you this one. If you can see it. Oh, there we go.
Joe. No ketchup. Just love. Just love.
Yes.
Cat and Joe. Wait, is that a pop culture reference that's going right above my head?
Tina, what does that mean? What is Cat and Joe?
Cat and Joe, no ketchup, just love. I mean, I know the no ketchup, but no ketchup is in here. So no ketchup on your hot dogs in Chicago. I'm not as hip.
Maybe somebody's getting engaged.
Oh, yeah.
Cat and Joe?
Maybe. This is great.
I want to see if we can take you guys inside. Looks like they're filming some stuff right now.
Oh,
but we've got
you
the
taking
guys
us
on staff.
inside?
They are preparing. They told me they've been here since 7 a.m. getting ready for this. The last time they gave away free hot dogs, they gave a little over 3,000 free hot dogs away.
Whoa.
So
are you gonna knock on the window?
Even with the weather, they told me these guys are prepared.
I want to give it a shout out as well to S. Rosens. Hey, Caitlin, you see the truck behind Tina? S. Rosens.
Tell them I just had knee replacement surgery and I'm out.
Yeah.
So one more time?
I just had knee replacement surgery.
She just had knee replacement surgery 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
And you were the second in line.
Yes.
Second in line.
The blanket was a good call to slanket. Tina Wynn on the scene. Thank you so much for braving the elements. And I love all their dedication.
See, they're in the warm.
Get you a good hot dog, Tina.
Get you a hot dog, exactly. A Chicago-style dog. Tina Wynn, everybody. I love it.
cold. That's dedication there.
Well,
for
you gotta, everyone, I mean, that's a great tease for our noon show. They gotta,
The shirt's coming
the shirt's
off?
coming off. Okay, follow
Like
Ben
it or
Johnson's
not,
lead.
They're going to be shown.
Get some shirtless fans at
guys.
noon. All right, we'll be back with more Chicago Now right after this, everybody.
This giving.
Welcome back. You might recognize this fella. We talked to him a lot over Zoom. This is Dr. Joshi Lowe. He's the Associate Director of the Women's Board Depression Treatment Research Center at Rush. And today we're not talking about psilocybin,
ketamine, LSD,
yes,
all these clinical trials going on.
We're talking about GLP-1s and the effect they may have on your mental health.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of rumors, claims going on about Ozempic and its effect or lack thereof on depression and anxiety. So thank you for coming in, by the way,
Pleasure.
Dr.
Yeah,
Elo. Can we start off with, can you tell us what studies you guys have been diving into with these drugs?
Yeah, so these drugs have been primarily studied in diabetes and in obesity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And in those clinical trials, they've been looking to see if there are some effects in mental health, quality of life, about like depression, these sorts of things. And there was a study that came out this year where they pooled all the data from all these big trials, and they essentially saw that there does not seem to be an increased risk of depression or suicidal thoughts or psychosis, which were some concerns early on when these medicines first started coming out. So they're looking, more research is needed, but early on it's looking like they're safe in psychiatry.
So what could the implications here be? Do you foresee this leading to them being used to treat any kind of mental health issue, or does this kind of mean that for the folks that are already using it to treat weight loss and diabetes, that, okay, what we feared is not going to come to pass, and these are safe drugs long term?
I would say with diabetes and obesity, we have like good evidence. Okay, we're feeling pretty good about the safety profile in psychiatry for those. We don't have a lot yet in depression. So there's been some mixed studies, some small studies, and we're not sure if they're really effective or not. And so some more is needed there. There are a couple areas that some evidence is pointing maybe these could have some potential. The two big ones are in alcohol use disorder. There's been studies that have shown that GLP-1s decrease how much people drink, not necessarily increasing their sobriety, but just that they don't drink as much when they're on these as they would otherwise, which has some real implications for physical health, quality of life, those sorts of things. And then in binge eating disorder, when people kind of lose control, eating too much, feeling really guilty about that loss of control, these medicines also seem to be showing a decreased risk in that disorder too.
So is that kind of the connection to the mental health, is really the way that overeating or losing that control affects you mentally, versus there's an ingredient within these GLP-1s that may be triggering some chemical in your brain? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know. So right now, we know that folks with depression have a higher risk of gaining weight and becoming obese, having diabetes, right? So there's some relation there. We also know that folks who have obesity and diabetes have a higher risk of getting depressed. So there's some interaction there. But then it gets really complicated because there are like inflammatory issues with diabetes and in depression. There's endocrine changes, like hormone changes that happen with diabetes that could have implications for depression. And then there are like psychological issues too, right? Like self-confidence if you're feeling overweight, kind of loss of control to be able to lose the weight. And so it's really, you know, I think there's biologic pieces, there's psychological pieces, there's sort of the social interaction. And I think honestly that's why this is interesting potentially in depression, because we think a lot in depression treatment about medications, we think about therapy. We really need to also think about metabolics and kind of the whole treatment. And part of that is going to be being healthy, trying to get out and exercise, having a balanced diet, losing weight, like these sorts of things. And so the GLP-1s, as well as other ways that we can address weight, are going to be really important for us to get this sort of holistic treatment in depression.
Makes sense. So it sounds like there's tons of potential upside to these drugs. What is known at this point about how they interact with someone who is already on one of those, you know, anti-anxiety or antidepressant medications?
Yeah, so far it doesn't look like there are many drug-drug interactions.
Okay.
Certainly making sure that GLP-1s are starting to make their move into psychiatry clinics because, sadly, many of our medications can cause weight gain, or, like I mentioned, depression can cause weight gain, and so we need to be thinking about how also to be treating these. But primary care physicians, people who have specialized in obesity management, like they also are treating with GLP-1s. And so I think the point is making sure that all of the folks, your medical professionals that you're seeing, are aware of what medicines you're on so they can keep an eye on interactions.
Okay, so we're talking all positives here with these GLP-1s. Have you seen in your research any negatives with taking GLP-1s?
You know, as of now, I've been using these in my practice, and so far I've had good results. When I've been looking at alcohol use disorder, and when I'm looking at kind of the increased weight gain related to depression or with the treatments, these really have been looking pretty good. You know, I think it's important because of some of those really early concerns about, ooh, does this worsen depression? Does this cause potentially suicidal thoughts? It's important to keep a really close eye and be in close contact with your prescriber to monitor for any kind of side effects like that. But thus far, at least in my practice, and I think this meta-analysis that came out this year, it is reassuring.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
How prevalent have they become in your practice? Is it like a situation where this is just the beginning? Because, you know, I think anecdotally we can all probably think of people in our lives who have started taking these, one of the Ozempic or Wegovy. Are you seeing this? Is this the beginning of an avalanche of people that are just going to be on them?
You know, I'm really interested to see how this is going to work out. Because the research has been primarily in diabetes and obesity, that's really where you get insurance coverage. And right now, access is a big problem with these medicines. While there is a ton of potential with some of these other, what we call off-label use, alcohol use disorder, depression, binge eating, right now, that's a lot of out-of-pocket cost for folks who might be on these. And so that's, I think, what might happen over the coming years, is if more research is there, and if insurance is convinced by this, they might be able to broaden access.
Before we let you go, I have a question. So you said that you're prescribing this in your practice. What are you giving as far as advice goes for people who are worried about weaning themselves off of it. Because that's kind of the spooky second half of this, right?
There's a study, I think it was this month, that was published that showed that folks who are on these GLP-1s and have a really good response, if they come off of them, they tend to gain weight pretty quickly back to what they were before they started it. And sadly, these medications have shown good efficacy, not just in weight loss, but also improvement in your blood sugar control and like cholesterol, like these metabolic issues. And that study that I was just mentioning showed that when people come off these, those other metabolic issues also worsen. Yeah.
Okay.
Worsen,
Sorry, they come back to what they were before.
With that in mind, are they safe long term? I'm not talking about, you know, 2-3 years. I'm talking about like, you know, some people have been on a certain medication since they were, for example, in middle school or something like that. Can you take them for decades? We just don't know.
Not yet known. I mean, they've only been approved for the last couple of years. And those primary trials were, I believe, out to 52 weeks, like a year. And so that was, you know, reassuring. Those are pretty long trials. But we don't have kind of long-term data yet, just because they're relatively new.
With all these people on it, though, I feel like we will be getting a lot of good info here shortly.
Completely.
You know.
All right, Josh Elo, thank you very much. Coming in from Rush. Next time there's a breakthrough with some kind of mental health medication, we're going to have you back on. You're our go-to guy.
I love being here.
Thank you, Dr. Elo.
Yeah.
Appreciate it a lot. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more Chicago Now right after this.
People, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town. Santa! Oh, my God! Santa here? I know him. I know him.
I know him. I gotta watch this again. Better
It was
yet.
on Sunday night at our place, and I just heard, because I was grooming myself upstairs, but I heard my wife just laughing over and over and over
Grooming
again.
yourself? What
yes,
does that
I was
mean?
shaving. I shaved the night before work.
Oh.
So yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Shaving
You got to ask specifics. Yeah. So I was upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Sunday
Elf
night.
musical. Off the top of the show, recap. I did say Elf on the Shelf musical. This is not Elf on the Shelf. This is the Elf musical. Elf.
The musical.
The musical. Okay. We got to get that straight. That's, you know, that clip off the top. That was a good preview of what's to come for this musical. So we are joined with actor Andrew Hendrick to learn more about Elf the Musical.
Yes.
It's today through December 14th, a limited run of this Elf the Musical. So, Andrew, thanks for joining us. Tell us all about this show.
Oh, my pleasure. Well, like you said, it is that movie you know and love, but it has been Broadwayified. We're coming to the Auditorium Theater for 2 weeks here in Chicago, and we are bringing Broadway to Elf and to the city of Chicago. Incredible sets, you know, incredible dancing, and an amazing story. It's super heartfelt, and it's hilarious. So it is that same movie you know and love with Will Ferrell, but it is on stage and live in front of you.
Refresh my memory on Santa's. You said you play, one of your roles in this is you play the big man himself. You play Santa.
Yeah.
Refresh our memory with a little refresher on Santa's role in this particular story.
Yeah, absolutely. So Santa is kind of, in this show, like a father figure to Buddy. You know, as the story goes, Buddy, as an infant, crawled into Santa's toy sack, and he got accidentally brought to the North Pole, where he was raised by the elves. And so in our show, Santa has acted like a father figure to him his entire life, until he becomes 30 years old and he understands he's a human and realizes he needs to go back to the human world and meet his actual father. Who is a man named Walter Hobbs, who runs a book publishing company for children. And so Buddy goes to New York on this mission to find and meet his real dad and to have the family he's always wanted. And that's kind of where the story picks up. But yeah, it's truly an honor to play Santa and to get to, you know, be a part of this incredible story.
So Elf is a fantastic movie. You're bringing the magic of that movie in real life here with your musical. Is there anything new that you guys are adding or that we can look out for?
Oh yeah, all of these massive, incredible production numbers are new to the story. You know, the movie itself wasn't a musical, so you've got an incredible score by Matt Sklar and Chad Beglin, who wrote such incredible shows as The Prom and The Wedding Singer. So you've got you know, amazing choreography by Liam Steele, which is just super fun to see on stage. It's got lights, it's got, you know, boxes. I mean, everything you could want on stage, it is there, and for you to see. Yeah, and we also make it snow in the theater.
Ooh.
So if you want
that's fun.
You gotta come to the Auditorium Theater for the. There's a beautiful moment at the end where I don't want to give too much away, but you get to see Santa's sleigh fly in the show.
Oh, heck yes!
So it's pretty magical.
Andrew, I understand one of your other roles is Mr. Greenway. Who is Mr. Greenway?
Mr. Greenway is about as far away from Santa as you can be. He is the boss of that publishing company that Buddy.
Yes.
And he's just a mean old grump. So he's one of the people who kind of needs to learn that lesson that Buddy teaches throughout the show about loving Christmas, because he's just about work and he's about setting meetings on Christmas Day because it's most convenient. So it's kind of, like I said, it's like the opposite of Santa Claus. He's kind of the villain in the show.
Okay, Andrew, you guys are on tour, so you're in Chicago for this short little wink of time. Where are you going next?
After Chicago, we'll be in Atlanta and then San Antonio, and that takes us through the end of the holiday season. But again, we're happy to be here in Chicago for 2 weeks, and we're excited for the Chicago audiences to get to see the show.
Really, really exciting stuff. What kind of responses do you get from audiences as you tour this show around the country? Are there any moments, and I know we don't want to give away too much, but any moments that kind of stick out? Because a lot of people that are going to go to this show have obviously, they're familiar with the movie, they're familiar with the plot and some of their favorite moments from the movie. So what are some great moments from the live production that you can kind of highlight?
Absolutely. I'm going to give you three of my favorites. The first is a production number called Sparkle Jolly Twinkle Jingly. And that is the number where Buddy goes to Macy's and he gets the entire place set up for Santa Claus, who he thinks is the real Santa Claus, but we all know it's the beef and cheese fake Santa.
Oh, yeah.
So that production number is super fun. There's a song in Act 2 called There Is a Santa Claus, where young Michael Hobbs and his mother Emily see something in the sky that makes them believe that there might actually be a real Santa Claus. And it's just an amazing number. And the performers who do that number knock it out of the park every night. And then I think the last thing is what I said in the beginning, that we make it snow in the theater. And what's more magical than that?
Nothing.
Nothing's more magical than that. Okay, let's get to the, we got to get down to the brass tacks here. How old do kids have to be to go to this show? Like, what age do you think that they'll be able to sit through the whole thing? And then also, what days of the week and what times are you offering for us parents to schedule this?
We are running Tuesday through Sunday for 2 weeks straight. So we're going through December 14th. The only day you won't see the show is on a Monday. But otherwise, we got shows. I know we've got 2 shows on the weekends. Yeah, you can come see that show. I would say it's good for all ages. Obviously, you know your little ones the best and how well they might sit still in a theater. But you know what? Santa Claus is on stage, so if anything's going to keep their focus, it's that.
Do you play the other Santa too? The mall Santa or?
No, that's not the real Santa.
Yeah, that's not the real. Okay, you play the real Santa.
That's not the real Santa.
You call him the beef and cheese Santa.
Yeah. Andrew, break a leg, sir. This is awesome. Auditorium Theater is a great venue. I hope it's a huge success here in Chicago. I know it will be.
Thank you so much. You know, we're opening tonight. I just can't wait to get in front of the audience. It's going to be a blast.
So great. Okay, 2-week run. Elf the Musical. Andrew Hendrick, everybody. He plays the big man himself, Santa, and Mr. Greenway as well. Bringing the opposites to the stage. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Have a great morning.
Yeah, you too. All right.
That's so fun.
Yes.
Have you done a musical like that with your voice?
Ooh. You know, we saw, what was that show? It is escaping me. There was a children's book that was made into a show about a stuffed animal that comes to life in a mall.
Corduroy?
Yes!
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Corduroy the musical. And it was playing at one of the smaller theaters on the north side, but it was one of those situations where Theo, my oldest, he loved the book Corduroy. Thank you for reminding me. I was like, I'm not going to think of it on my own.
The green overalls?
Yes, such a cute little character. And they, in a similar way, they brought it to life via a musical with awesome dancing. And yeah, my dad took all the grandkids to that and said it was a smash.
Man.
So that's I think that's a good formula for success. You zero in on one of the characters that your kids love, and then take them to see the live edition.
Well, it's all encompassing too. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, if you take them to the theater, for example, they might not be able to sit still for that long, but at a musical, it's just, you can almost feel the energy.
It's seeing live in person. You were saying there's some emotional moments in that where like it really gets to fever pitch, but that is the best thing about live theater is it goes to a gear that like just a two-dimensional experience can't take you.
Yeah,
you know? A
core memory, if you will. Here's your corduroy back.
Oh yeah, that was the same production right there. I remember the main character.
So cute. Well, see, there you go, parents. This is your opportunity. We've got 2 weeks. Pick a day. He said, I think there's no shows on Monday. Yeah,
no shows on Monday, but Tuesday through Sunday for the next 2 weeks. It runs at the Auditorium Theater through December 14th before they head to, what did he say, Dallas? Atlanta?
And I
San
forget
Antonio?
the other place, but yeah. So sweet, so sweet. All right, you guys, 'tis the season.
'Tis the season. Get out there and enjoy.
It.
So much going on here in the city of Chicago. And we have an exciting hour of Chicago Now for our 11 o'clock hour, so stay with us. We will be right back after this.
Fox Local.
Alrighty, welcome to the 11 o'clock hour of Chicago Now. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday, this chilly Tuesday, Anthony.
Chilly Tuesday. You are just back from the field, as we call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the city to everybody else, but in journalism, we call it the field.
The field, yeah.
You
I was
were
out in the field, you know, reporting
Gabby
live.
was out in the field. I want a field report. Okay. So we sent you up to the north side today.
Yep, I was in Lincoln Park,
Clark
North
Street?
Clark. Yep, I was at the Wieners Circle because, of course, they're giving out the free hot dogs starting right now at 11 o'clock. So the doors just open.
Oh,
there were 2 people standing in line, braving the cold at 8 o'clock this morning, waiting until 11 o'clock. Actually, I should have asked him exactly what time he got there. Maybe a little earlier. He had his lawn chair, and he said he's a Bears super fan.
Was it Al?
He didn't want to. Yes, it was Al. Yeah. Do you know him?
Tina. Well, now I do.
Okay,
I met him
'cause Tina-
virtually about 40 minutes ago. Tina
See?
got out there and interviewed Al live. I can't believe he showed up at 5. That
Oh, he
is
showed up at
dedication.
5. Okay, so there's my answer.
So tell us what the vibe is out there. Are they in like full like prep mode here?
You know what? When I went in there, it was pretty much quiet. Like the door was still locked, you know, because they're doing their preps inside. I saw maybe 1 or 2 people working around, but also it was like so quick, and we were interviewing people outside. S. Rosens was, of course, unloading the poppy seed buns and making sure they got in there safe and sound. So I wasn't able to really look inside, but I know that they wanted us outside just so that they could do their thing.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Inside, get everything
Because
prepped.
last time I think they gave out like couple thousand dogs.
I think it was
3,000
2 to
dogs.
3,000. Today they're doing 2,000 because that's what S. Rosens is donating to them.
Okay, yeah.
No, maybe we'll do a little bit more. Actually, I think what's funny, Anthony, is that we're standing there. You know, I was prepared to use a little bit also a TV term, sound. You know, some of the
Sound
interview
on tape.
from Ben Johnson, and you know, we're getting ready and stuff, and then all of a sudden I see the owner, Ari.
Ari.
Yeah, so he comes strolling up
Ari
on the
Levy.
sidewalk. And I'm like, hey, can I do an interview with you? I'm going to be live in like 30 seconds. He's like, I'll do it live. Perfect. Sounds good. Let's do it.
Always love when that comes together.
Yep. So I interviewed him, and you know, really nice guy. I think he did say 2 to 3,000 actually that they were planning to do. But I know that the buns 2,000.
2,000. Okay.
That was their
So they could
contribution
have
for this time.
you know, bunless hot dogs
You know,
if they run out of buns.
I did ask, you know, what's it going to take in order for this to happen again, right?
Yeah.
And he said probably Super Bowl. But I did suggest what Brian Jackson has said this morning and doing a sweep, you know, winning both games against the Packers.
Yeah.
That might be a good one too.
Let's be honest, that's a little bit like our Super Bowl.
Right?
When we played.
Exactly. The Super Bowl is a Super Bowl. Like, yes, I'm not saying that they can't do that, but there's a lot of good teams. I mean, it's not like.
I like it. I hope that, man, that would be the sweetest thing ever.
Wouldn't that be cool?
If we got to the Super Bowl.
I'm telling you.
Free dogs once again. One last time. If you haven't seen Ben Johnson.
Oh, yep.
He's in top physical.
You know what? And didn't he say this morning in one of the interviews that he hadn't been working out that much? And I'm like, this guy's yoked, no?
Yeah.
He's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited about it. The rest of Chicago's excited about it.
Exactly. All right.
So it was an experience. I'm curious to see Tina's update probably in the noon show to see how things are going.
Actually, I'm going to hype it up again at noon. Couple fans, friend of Tina, they followed Ben Johnson's lead, tore off their shirts.
They did. They went tarps off.
Yeah, tarps off. They did.
They're just like,
and she promised to rack the footage at noon. So we'll see. I don't know if they're going to look as good as Ben Johnson sans shirt.
That's a tease. I'm going to be watching the noon show.
We shall see.
And everyone else should be too. Hey, you should also keep on watching this show because we have a few things coming up. One is Lucas Zelnick. He is a comedian, and he's going to be stopping in Chicago next weekend over at the Big Theater. That should be interesting.
Great venue.
I was looking at some of his clips, and it seems like he's one of the comedians that will definitely like call people out in the crowd. So no one's safe.
Exactly, no one's safe, especially if you're sitting close.
We're going to have to ask him. And then A&A Ballet, we're going to be chatting with them. I think getting a sneak preview of their version of the Nutcracker. So that'll be a little later on. Oh, look at that. You know, dancing takes such athletic skills.
Oh my gosh, I know.
No one really truly talks about it.
Talk about jacked.
Or, you know, football, yes. Okay.
I mean, the strength that dancers are on another level.
Unreal.
I mean, honestly, I'm going to go gymnasts and dancers. They do these otherworldly things that
it's incredible.
The vertical leap, like the fast twitch muscle. I mean, you're into high rocks. That takes a lot too.
Yeah, but I just did it one time. You know, like I'll probably do it again, but that's just working out. Like Anthony, you'd be fine. You'd be able to get through it.
These ballet dancers, the way they can move their bodies and, I don't know, jump in the air, jump 4 feet in the air.
You know what else requires tip-top shape? Delivering mail.
Delivering mail.
And that's where we bring in our next guest.
Yes,
We're learning about a really cool public art project that's offering a free postal service for special messages. We're talking with the creator who's in studio with us. Welcome, Charlie Dean. Thank you very much.
Hi, thank you so much. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're so patient, and I love the outfit. Isn't it perfect?
The pants, the Dickies pants.
Okay, so
those are great.
Charlie, I haven't heard of Dickies brand in a while. My brother used to always wear that, and he was like some skater kid, you know? So Charlie, you deliver mail and reads mail free of charge. The sender just has to stay patient because it may take a while to get there. I'm hearing it takes anywhere between, Anthony, get this, 1 to 58 weeks. Anywhere
between 1 and 50, yeah.
That's the window, yeah.
That's the window.
If something seems really urgent, I will try to get it done faster.
What inspired this project? I mean, I'm amazed.
Well, I've always been really interested in sort of what having a mediator or an intermediary in a type of communication does to the way two people talk to each other. And so I thought it would be funny to try to get people to talk. And what I'm looking for really is some serious stuff. I want people to break up, or like I want people to confess their feelings for each other. And I sort of want to be the guy who delivers that interesting news, good news, bad news, life-altering news.
This is fascinating. You've been doing this. You launched this public art project about a month ago, and in the footage we're looking at right now, there's some very specific instructions on the mailbox itself. Will you run us through those so people get an idea of exactly what you do?
Yeah, exactly. So when you come to the mailbox, it's in Logan Square at 2741 North Drake Avenue.
There it is.
You can bring. I have these little sheets here if you didn't bring a letter from home, or you can bring your own letter from your house. And you can address this either specifically or ambiguously. So that could be, you know, someone's address, full name and address, their name and phone number, or something like the one who got away, the man I saw on the train with a mohawk, a person with cool pants. And I'll do my best within 58 weeks to find this person and deliver your message to them.
How will you do, if I address somebody to the one who got away, don't worry, Maggie, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
all right?
Calm down, Maggie.
How would you know where to take it? Does there have to be a specific address on there?
I do require your name and phone number. So I do some digging into the sender as well as the recipient and try to find the most likely person. There's no guarantees that I'll get it right.
Right.
Okay, have you been able to, you know, give any of those pressing messages to anyone yet?
Well, so far it's been very, you know, sort of nice and pleasant, which is great. I've been telling people to have a great day. I did frighten a woman the other day because I think someone was pranking her and wrote a letter addressed from her cat to her that I read, and so. Yeah, she didn't want to talk to me face to face. So in that case, what I do usually is I leave a QR code on their door with a video of me reading the message. Because I don't want it to lose that personal touch.
Right.
But I don't want to just drop off the message, but I do still have to get the recipient the message.
Okay, so you're still getting the word out about this postal service, Charlie.
That's right.
It's only been online really for like a month. How many letters so far, like estimate?
Yeah, I've made about a dozen deliveries out of about 25 total. Some I've been putting off because they're quite far. I have to go to Sacramento, Ellicott City, Maryland, Washington, D.C. I think it's likely I'll be around those places in the next 15 weeks, so that's fine. I have deputized other Charlie Deans in other places of the world. Years ago, I started a group chat on Instagram with every Charlie Dean I could find.
Do they get a uniform and a hat?
I would have to send one, if it came to that.
You want it to be official.
But no, now I know a guy in the UK who said he's willing to work with me on this. So,
Is your name really Charlie Dean?
That is my name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I am just. I'm blown away because this is so cool. So, you know, what you first want this message to be, you know, mission to be, because it's, you know, public art project. Did you want to, you know, just take all these videos and show them off one day, like almost make a documentary?
Yeah, sure. I'm filming all of them, and some of them that are interesting are getting released, and some are just for the archives or for the sender of the message gets video proof of delivery. Yeah, I'm interested in sort of studying how people talk to each other and what it does to communication when you stick a guy like me just sort of in the middle of it, kind of playing telephone, and how the message might change based on the nature of. There's no guarantee I'll read the message verbatim. I sort of might summarize or soften or sort of offer my advice as the messenger. So sort of playing with that way, having a guy like me in between two people affects communication.
And there's no, I mean, I want to say there's an element of privacy because it would just be you and the sender and the recipient, but you will be eyeballing these messages.
Absolutely,
correct?
Yeah.
And do they have to be sent on your form, that green note?
No.
Or can you?
These are a courtesy, but you can.
Oh, those are courtesy.
Yeah, you can bring whatever you like from your house. But this is just for, foot traffic. If you're walking by.
What about three-dimensional objects? What are the parameters there?
Yeah, I do accept parcels. They might sort of arrive transformed or altered or replicated, perhaps. Yeah.
Depends.
An exact replica. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't got one yet, but we'll see.
You haven't gotten a three-dimensional object yet?
Maybe you could be the first, Anthony.
No, well, my wheels are spinning right
Logan
now.
Square, yeah.
Because I like this a lot. This is actually, I don't know if you know this about me, Gabby. I used to, for a time, drive Lyft.
Interesting.
Before I came to Fox, and it was not dissimilar to what Charlie is doing. I set up microphones in the back, and whatever passenger got in the car, I would have kind of a topic of the week, and I'd discuss that with them. Yeah, it was a whole podcast. It was a weekly thing. But like you, I was interested in capturing people's stories, everyday people's stories, and this is why I'm actually fascinated by the project too, because I'm curious what people are saying to one another, and I don't know. There's something. It's kind of the storytelling from everyday people, not famous people, not celebrities, or anyone with an agenda. We're literally talking about everyday people, the creatures of the city of Chicago.
Yeah. So obviously you're posting these videos online, right?
Yeah, they're on charliedeanpostalservice.com and my Instagram. Those are video proof of the deliveries.
What's your Instagram handle?
Charlie.f.dean.
Okay,
but
you gotta make the F clear.
if you go there, if you go to charliedeanpostalservice.com,
you'll see all of it.
There will be a link.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, during your deliveries thus far that you've made, and I know we're at the beginning of this project, what kinds of response? I mean, the uniform looks very unthreatening.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You don't exactly look like, oh my gosh, I'm not answering the phone or answering the door here. What kinds of responses have you gotten so far?
Yeah, well, I am still a stranger, and I don't think people like to answer their doors anymore.
Yeah.
And that's fine, and I understand it. But I was standing outside of someone's door for a while, and they were very clearly home. And expecting me too, because I think they had sent a message to their partner, and they were both there at the same time. But only when I said, okay, I'm going to leave it here, and then I walked away, and then they opened the door.
Okay.
So yeah.
They wanted some distance.
So yeah, and I understand that, but people are apprehensive. Yeah.
Do you think that my dad's a postal carrier?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that there's a little bit of competition between, or is it equal playing ground? Like, is there going to be an anchorman situation sometimes with us news people? Where they're going to feud.
Go back
Are
and
you
forth.
giving them their respect?
Yeah, I'm nothing but respect for actual. I'm a very poor alternative to the United States Postal Service, but it is actually illegal to compete with the USPS. But
I didn't know that.
It is, but I think I'm not charging, and I don't have the volume really necessary to be competition.
But where do you want this to end up? Obviously, more and more people. You want deeper and deeper messages.
I'd love.
You see it in another month.
I'd love to open new drop boxes, maybe in locations with more foot traffic, thinking at a bar or public park, somewhere where people might be walking.
And a pad like this.
Right, and a pad like this, because I want to capture people, spontaneously sort of deciding to write something, as opposed to having to make a journey to my specific drop box.
Are you going to document, let's say you do have to go to Maryland or down to Texas or Florida, are you going to be documenting your? I mean, I see a truck in these videos here.
I filmed the whole thing.
I love this. I have to ask you, and I probably should have asked you right off the top of the interview, but when it comes to ideas like this, can you walk me through the moment that you thought, I mean, this is a wild idea.
Sure.
It really is.
Yeah.
What was the moment where you said, okay, because like, this is a whole vision here.
Yeah, honestly, I think as an artist, the initial genesis was just, I liked the shape of those blue boxes.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about those, and I wanted to make one out of plywood. And so I sort of started working on that, and I'm like, well, I could just follow through and start delivering these messages. And I've always been very interested in the way people talk to each other and the way the medium influences the message, right? So I think it came from the sculptural point of view and from this sort of social point of view, and I wanted to see what would happen.
What about Charlie Dean away from this? You know, what do you do on your everyday life? Are you just a true artist? The things that you're trying to, like, you know, come up with be a little different?
I suppose so, yeah. I'm an artist. I work as a carpenter and a stagehand, building sets for live events. That's my day job. But other than that, yeah, I'm an artist and a filmmaker.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, we get cues from behind the scenes a little bit, so that was just a whiteboard saying that you're doing a great job. But you know what trips me out? Your camera. Is that at the top of your hat, and it kind of just gives you another view?
Yeah, that's a 360-degree camera, just sort of clipped right to the brim. That might be why people are a little afraid of me. So I have to work on that, yeah, because it sort of protrudes out there, but then you can flip it around, and I get a view of myself and a view of the person I'm talking to.
But that's really
fascinated.
cool.
How long is Charlie Dean Postal Service going to be available? You know, is there a deadline? Because I could see around Valentine's Day.
I definitely want to run through Valentine's Day.
Okay, because there's a lot of, you know, I'm going to get the details wrong, but you know, if you want to send either your sweetheart or an ex, here's the thing. You can sponsor like a cockroach at the zoo or so. You know what I mean? You can name things, and you know, so I could see there you getting some great material for this project around Valentine's Day.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know. So what do you think time frame wise?
You know, it's until I get bored or it becomes untenable financially or other time wise.
Right.
But I'm definitely running it, I would say, into the summer of 2026.
I love it.
Have you gotten that attraction yet that you're hoping for? Is it starting to catch on a little bit more?
I mean, online people have been...
I will be following along.
It's been quite buzzy, but the actual mail I've received, some of it has been a little dull.
I have a feeling, Charlie, one of these days...
Hi, how are you?
Yes,
I am fine.
It is this...
Love,
We're going to
right.
you. Yeah. That is so cool. I love it.
Well, we're going to have you back.
Absolutely.
Because I could see this going in a number of directions. It could be a multimedia project, it could be an exhibit. It could be a documentary series. I mean, I want to see where this adventure takes you. We're at the beginning stages, right?
We are.
I mean, this is... I think we're getting early access
we are.
to
This is kind of like an
the Charlie Dean
ChicagoNOW exclusive.
The CDPS, if you will. Not a competitor with USPS.
No, let's make that clear.
It's an art project.
Dad, calm down over there.
Okay, all right, so easy, federal officials. All right, Charlie, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having
us
me.
here. Happy trails. Be safe out there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, be safe out there. Okay, once again, the address, if they want to drop off at the post office box, for the CDPS, where is it located now?
That's at 2741 North Drake Avenue. That's in Chicago, 60647.
Okay, yeah, that's Logan Square neighborhood.
Yeah.
Charlie Dean, everybody.
Right.
Thank you for being here on Chicago Now. We'll be back.
Thanks for having me.
After this break.
back to Chicago Now. Wasn't that the coolest segment?
Yeah,
It caught me off guard a little bit, you know, because I was busy this morning, and then sitting down, really truly having a conversation with him. What a cool concept.
Oh, it is. I'm anxious to see what adventures this leads
And I'm going to have to check out your podcast.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Backseat Riders. I got to make sure that there it is.
That's
There's
so
a little
you.
screenshot.
That's so you, though, Anthony, to really want to learn about just the day-to-day people. And
well, this is, you know, it's interesting. It was a different time because this is around 2016.
Okay, yeah.
So. And safety-wise, like I know it's changed, and like the city's been through the pandemic since then and everything, but it was a great adventure as well, and met tons of interesting, fascinating people. I mean, Gabby, you wouldn't believe. I went up on a drug run one time to the west side of Chicago, no doubt. Like we were. I didn't realize it till halfway through the ride. This is what we're doing. Yeah. Like there was some wild stuff in there.
Whoa, Anthony.
It was cool. It was cool.
The life that you have lived.
Oh, yeah.
We know that Chicago has a big comedy scene.
Oh, yeah.
And that comes to our next guest. Lucas Zelnick is starting to gain a following, and you have a chance to see him perform live at the Vic Theater next Saturday. Thank you, Lucas, for joining us. We are so excited to talk with you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, let's talk about what people can expect next Saturday at the Vic.
Oh, well, depends what you're looking for. I have a little bit of everything. I do personal comedy. I do some improvised comedy. I like to talk about politics. Depends what you're looking for. You tell me.
Well, one question I had was, we see a lot of, I think it's called crowd work.
Yeah.
You know, like online. How much do you like to incorporate that? Because, you know, when I go to a comedy show, I'm always a little like
am I sitting in the front row?
Yeah, should I sit in the front or back? I'm a little shy.
Yeah, it's a little different in the theater environment. I mean, I really can only see the front row because it's like 1,000 people in there. But I do like to think quick on my feet. I like to keep everything full of surprises. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like you'll never really know what you're going to see.
Yeah.
You know,
this is the theme of the day.
This is the theme. Did you know that, Lucas, that our head coach took off his shirt and now everyone in Chicago is getting free hot dogs?
Is that right?
Yeah, or did you just want to take off your tarp and
honestly I just want to focus on promoting the show, if that's okay.
Let's
I guess, yeah.
Can you take us through your workout routine?
Yeah, I do a lot of shrugs, shoulders, tries, pretty much upper body. I don't work on my legs as much.
Okay.
And I don't do this.
So you like the chicken leg look kind of thing?
Skipping leg day.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Skipping leg day.
And it looks like you're not on roids, are you? Or are you?
I'm not juicing. I'm unjuiced.
Okay, you're unjuiced.
You're natty. It's called being natty. Are you natty?
I'm all natty. Yeah, I'm all natty.
All natty. Okay.
How old are you, Lucas?
I'm 30.
30.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm too old to be doing this job, but here I am.
How'd you start?
Yeah.
How'd you get your start?
Honestly, I just was really passionate about trying to be funny, and then I tried to improv, and that just didn't really work for me, and so I kind of found my way to stand-up, and it just clicked right away, and then I was very lucky, but the internet helped me a lot with making a career overnight.
You know, I was going to say, because I was looking you up earlier, and I'm like, oh, I've definitely run into some clips on TikTok.
Stalking.
Yeah, it's kind of like stalking. And I know. And it seemed like you were calling a lot of people out in those smaller spaces, but I know what you're saying, that the Vic is probably way different scene than some of these, comedy spaces, bars that you're in and stuff.
Yeah, I like to, sorry, it's just cracking me up that you're letting me do this, but I appreciate it. I've gained a lot of respect for you.
Hey, you know what?
But no, I do call people out a fair amount in a comedy club setting. I would say 15 minutes of the set, roughly, you'll be able to see me do crowd work or something improvised, because I just like to keep every show different, and it's well, why would you see a live show? And this is why.
All right, I have to ask about, we were just talking about left turns when it comes to careers, or pivoting.
Yeah.
You've got an MBA from the Stanford Graduate School of Business. Is this right?
I do.
Do I have that right?
I do.
How do we go from Stanford to being on a Zoom shirtless?
to the Vic Theater?
Connect the dots for me.
I mean, to go back directly, I think you guys saw me take my shirt off, so that, you know, only mere moments ago, we only went from Stanford to being on the news in an appropriate outfit.
Just keep the pants on, all right?
I wasn't sure I could make comedy work, so I just thought, like, I need a good game plan. I got good grades in college. My parents offered to pay for the tuition at Stanford, so I was like, why not? And then as I was there, I was like, oh, the reason why not is because I'm not interested in this. And so I pretty quickly started doing comedy. And then really my second year at Stanford, I was doing comedy like every night.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so you're able to kind of like work the college crowd.
Multitask.
And then, did you ever think that you'd be at this point, like that it'd actually be successful?
At
and
the
you're probably,
Vic. I mean,
like,
that's a great venue.
thrilled
Lucas.
to tell your parents, like, hey, look, I'm going to be in this huge theater in Chicago.
I'm really excited for the Vic. We're actually doing 2 now. We have a late show and an early show.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
I don't know how it got to this point. I didn't really have too much in the way of expectations. I just decided to sort of see where it went. And then the more I did it, the more I felt like, okay, I can do this. And that gave me more confidence to keep pushing ahead. But this is really the first year that I've been in these big, like 1,000-seat venues. I'll say this, it's a bit of an adjustment for me, but I'm kind of telling the crowd when I'm in there, I'm like, this is an adjustment for me, it's an adjustment for you, but I appreciate you guys being with me. And yeah, I just feel so grateful that people are coming out to these shows.
That's awesome. Okay,
That's so cool.
With the early and late, paint a picture for me for the dynamic that's different. Do you prefer, I mean, I know that you don't want to discourage people from going to one or the other, but do you have a preference for that later crowd? I feel like the later crowd might be a little more liquored up, for example, than the earlier
Sometimes
folks.
they are. There's 2 ways like the drunkenness can go. It could either be like really fun and it makes people feel uninhibited and free to laugh. And then there's the version of it where it's like they're chatting or maybe they're tired. So obviously I prefer the former, and it's sort of a mixed bag. Like I think the perfect number of drinks for comedy is like 3.5, you know, where like you're not, 2 beers puts me to sleep.
Yeah.
5 makes me, you know, not a good guy. But 3.5 is like everyone's having fun and just not thinking about it. So that's ideal. Sometimes you have people that are a little too drunk. In these bigger rooms, like places like the Vic, my hope is that people start to lose the confidence to heckle and to be disruptive. Whereas in like a 200-seat comedy club, people really feel a little bit empowered to do that sometimes if they've had too many drinks. In the big room, it's a little too beautiful and grand. Like I think people understand that they're ruining an experience.
Yeah, it's pretty classy.
That makes
in there,
sense.
I would say.
Right.
Okay, that brings me to my next question. Like, what's the craziest experience that you've had while you've been on stage? Like, is it a heckler? Is it something that you said and didn't hit? I don't know.
Oh my God. I'm trying to think. The craziest experience I've had, I had someone threatening to beat me up. Okay, this is a good one. I was in San Francisco, and there was a group of like 10 frat guys who were like ruining a show, ruining a show for everybody. So I totally called them out, and I accused them of being like all the worst things that frat guys can be at their worst. And after I got off stage, immediately security grabbed me and they said, these guys are waiting to beat you up as a group, sort of proving me. And then
that's why I started lifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't be able to beat you up anymore.
Oh yeah, with these guns.
Yeah.
Unquestionably. But I had to hide in the staff bathroom for 45 minutes after my set until they left.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. So they were literally trying to jump you outside the venue.
Is there a YouTube clip of that? Is that online? Could we check into that?
Well, it didn't happen,
no,
right?
because the clip.
No. I mean, I want to hear what he said.
Yeah.
I want to hear what he said to these guys.
Is it TV appropriate though?
I don't know if that could go on TikTok. I definitely was pretty rude.
Lucas.
I'm sparing you all the language.
No, I am fascinated by that because I did see, it was a female comedian, I can't remember her name right now, but she went viral in the last, I want to say 4 or 5 months because a heckler.
Ariel Elias?
Was that?
Oh, yeah, it was.
Where she just unleashed, I mean, she had a crash out.
Natalie Cuomo.
That's right. That's right.
I didn't see that.
Like, what's the, for a comedian, let's talk about, what is the takeaway from seeing a clip like that? Because she really did lose it.
You're walking me into murky waters. I don't know how it is that I'm shirtless on the news and somehow you've flipped the power dynamic to a question that I still feel how I have a hard time answering. I would say I will speak about myself, but when I am heckled, I try to walk the line between the fact that I do want to be shown respect up there, and I put a lot of work into this performance, and that is important. But you also do have to remember that we are stand-up comedians, and we are doing an art form that people writ large do not respect. So I do try to remember that, because sometimes I get upset, people are being disruptive or they're frustrating me. But then it's like, yeah, but what I'm doing is fundamentally not good, nor is it intrinsically of value. And so when you think about it that way, you have to show a little bit of humility. But it took me a while to do that. In fact, one of the worst times I've ever responded to a heckle was at the Chicago Laugh Factory. And someone said, this was when I was very early on into comedy, someone said, put the mic up further away from your mouth because we can't hear you. And I said, I am a professional comedian. And everyone was like, ooh. You know, you don't want to be the person sort of like, if you have to explain why you're the one worth listening to, then you're not worth listening to. So I try to keep that in mind. And you don't want to show hecklers like that they're in the right, but sometimes there's something legitimate that they're picking up on that you don't want to ignore, because you don't want to be the person where, you know, you have a perspective on stage that the audience doesn't feel seen by, or they don't feel that they're sharing.
That's very well stated.
It's crazy thinking about being a stand-up comedian. Like, props to you.
Oh,
like,
hardest job in the world.
So
you and a microphone,
right?
you and a brick wall. I mean, Lucas,
but yet so
awesome,
humble to know that people are going to be, you know, like screaming at you from the stands, from the crowd.
December 13th, Lucas Zelnick. I hope you tear your shirt off during the show too. You really tapped in on the theme of the day, sir. No, because we've been talking about our head
my
coach.
My earring just fell off.
Tore his shirt off after the Bears beat the Eagles, and now everyone's getting free hot dogs today at the Wieners Circle because he de-shirted. So thank you for tapping into the zeitgeist.
Keep the train rolling. I'm here to support free hot dogs.
Thank you.
Hey, there
Looking
you go.
great, sir. Good luck on the 13th. Have fun at the Vic. We can't wait to have you in town, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on.
And I'm glad you're covering up those two guys right there. Oh, now they're showing again. Okay.
Lucas Zelnick, everybody. Thank you very much, sir.
Keep on relaxing.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be speaking about another live performance, getting wholesome, coming up, the Nutcracker. Have you ever seen the ballet? In person, like the Nutcracker ballet? It's so, I mean,
but this is their version of it, which I think is going to be even better.
It could be awesome. Okay, A&A Ballet, we're going to be joined by the co-founder of that ballet and the upcoming performance of the Nutcracker when we come back here on Chicago Now after this.
This Friday, the
Welcome back, 11:35. We have a very special treat now of joining us via Zoom. It's holiday season.
Yes.
And the holiday season is not the same without, I can hear the music in my head right now. The Nutcracker, everybody, and A&A Ballet is putting together a special production that you won't forget if you see it. We're getting a sneak peek this morning with Alexei Kremnev. He is co-founder and artistic director of A&A Ballet. Alexei, good morning. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Good morning, guys.
Okay, where are you joining us from right now?
Where's
Where's the studio that you're joining us from right now?
It's A&A studio on Plymouth Court. Yes, in Printers Row. It's pretty much in downtown Chicago.
Okay, yeah,
you're just... a lot of snow outside, so it's cold, it's winter, it's about Nutcracker season.
Yes, it is Nutcracker season for sure. And yeah, Printers Row, I would say, yeah, you're like 2 miles away. We're a little north of you right now. But give us an idea. Okay, it's your version of the Nutcracker. Tell us about this production and perhaps what sets A&A Ballet's version of this famous ballet apart from other versions.
I would say like it's more entertaining, and it's happening in Chicago in 1920s. And we thought about historical period of time, and we thought about Art Deco. Obviously, it's one of the most beautiful eras in history, and especially in history of culture and fashion, like in design. Especially if you look at the buildings in Chicago, it's a lot of Art Deco buildings. So it's all combined in the production. If you look at the backdrop in our production, you can see like scenes of Chicago, of 1920s Chicago. So it's entertaining, it's funny, it's fast moving. So if you have a family and if you have small kids, it's absolutely perfect show for them.
That sounds so amazing. And even though it was 100 years ago, you're so right. There's so much Chicago history tied to that time. Are the dancers receptive to you doing this based off the 1920s? Are they excited about it, learning a little bit about the history of that time period?
The time period, if you look back about 100 years ago, it was time of ballet russe, and it was extremely popular in Europe. So influence of ballet russe came in the United States and also in Latin America, in Brazil, like for example Argentina, etc. So from 1920s it was hugely influential period of promoting dance, especially classical ballet. And at that time it gave a huge boost for the future development of classical ballet, classical training, and classical ballet entertainment in the United States.
Alexei, we see two dancers behind you in the background. I wonder if you could set the scene here, and I don't know if you can give us a little taste of what folks can expect if they come out to the ballet. And
yes, absolutely. We have Clara behind me, and we have Nutcracker Prince, and we have a small piece for you to show. It's a part of the snow scene, and just small part of the opening of the snow scene.
Okay, let's do a quick, why don't you give us a little performance here, and then we're going to want to check back in with you after they're done. So take it away, sir.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I'm stepping away, okay?
Wow. Incredible.
Wow, that is going to bring the house down.
Have a million claps in here. I don't think it would still be enough.
Know,
thank you so much,
that was
Alexi.
absolutely
and
beautiful.
please thank the dancers for us. One more time, you know, when are you guys going to be performing this? And if people want more information, where can they go? Well, we will have more information. We'll make sure to post that on our website, fox32chicago.com. You could look under links you saw on Fox 32. Incredible. Thank you so much, Alexi, again with A&A Ballet.
Absolutely beautiful.
You can see that show on December 6th.
They're going to bring the house down.
Special.
Very, very cool. And I love that they chose the Art Deco theme. My favorite buildings in the city of Chicago are the 1920s, the Border Trade building, the Jewelers building, that was kind of Chicago's golden.
Fitting.
Yeah, it's very how cool. Yeah, and we'll be sure to post tons of information on how to get in on that performance of the beloved Nutcracker A&A with their performance starting on December 6th. So I guess we'll go to break.
Yeah, let's go to break.
And wrap things up when we come back. Alexi, if you can still hear us, thank you so much, sir, for sharing that wonderful performance. You are going to bring the house down. Thank you so much, and we'll be right back with more Chicago Now right after this.
At Shriner.
Welcome back to Chicago Now. Again, happy Tuesday to you. We've had a great couple performances.
Yeah.
One was a little off-putting with Lucas, one of the comedians going to be at the big theater. I'm remembering that now. So much has happened in the last 20 minutes.
I wouldn't
with
say
his
it's
tarp off.
off-putting. I think he's going to recruit some new fans.
Oh, you might be right. Maybe waiting in the
shoulders
wings to make sure that you know we might have another comedian that takes their shirt off. Okay, and then we of course saw from A&A Ballet for the Nutcracker edition that they're doing. But we also want to talk about this new show on Animal Planet. It's inviting you to take a walk on the wild side, as they always do, with an animal biologist that you might recognize. I do. Forrest Galante is joining us now over Zoom to tell us more. Good morning to you.
Forrest.
Hi guys, thanks for having me.
All right, let's talk about your show. It recently started, correct?
That's right. Yeah, I think we're about to have the 4th episode drop this Friday.
Nice.
What is it all about? Tell us, because we know that you've done a lot of stuff on Animal Planet. I recognized you right away.
Yeah, a lot of stuff on Animal Planet, Shark Week, Discovery, all the things. And of all the projects I've ever worked on, this is by far one of the most impactful. So this billionaire, Anand Ambani, has started the world's largest wildlife rescue and rehabilitation center. in India. And until this show came out and a couple of my YouTube videos, it was kept completely behind closed doors. So I met with Anat, you know, over a year ago and started speaking with him and saw the facility. And I said to him, you need to share with the world what an incredible thing it is you're doing here. Over 1 million animals that you've rescued, the level of care, the husbandry, it's literally the gold standard for wildlife rescue across the planet. And he said, okay, do it. So we made a deal with Animal Planet and put this unbelievable show together. And it's kind of like a modernized version of the Animal Planet hit show, The Zoo, except it's not a zoo. It's all about rescued animals. And it's really beautiful.
Wow.
The clips are gorgeous.
I
You
know,
some of the
I'm
camera work
already
you guys are
in.
doing.
Forrest, you said it's the gold standard. What makes this facility the gold standard?
You know, that's a really interesting question. What it is to look at someone who has such extreme wealth that has given unlimited resources to animals and not done it in a zoo setting. Since the beginning of time, we have utilized animals as services to ourselves. Even in zoo settings, we go there to observe the animals. But at Ventara, at this incredible facility, the animals come first. Their welfare comes first. The enclosures, the areas, everything like that are designed for the animals' well-being. So much so that it made it really hard to film the TV show a lot of the time because there is no big viewing window or you know, what platform that you can walk over and see the animals. It's literally just designed for the animals' welfare. And because of that, because of the resources, because of the unbelievably diverse cast of people that Ventara has recruited to work there in animal husbandry, vet staff, maintenance, and everything else, it's created this standard that's so far above anything anybody's ever seen before in this industry.
So it's right there on the bottom of your screen, Ventara Sanctuary Stories. Let's talk about just a couple of the stories without giving too much away, you know, because we want people to, of course, watch the first few episodes and then continue on with the series. But what's, you know, one piece of the show that's come out already that you think is really impactful and just kind of tells a special story of what's happening there in India?
Man, there's so many. From rescuing over 1,000 crocodiles from a decongestion project to Gracia, the little jaguar with hip dysplasia that you see me literally hugging, that anywhere else in the world would be put down. But here, they give her medical attention constantly, rehabilitation. They built her all kinds of surgery things, 3D printed hips, wheelchairs, everything you can think of to try and increase the welfare of that animal's life. And the stories, every story is like this. It's unbelievably emotional stories. That elephant you're seeing on screen right there was caught in a circus fire, and the tent literally fell down over the elephant, giving it third-degree burns all over its body. And instead of being like, well, it's going to die, you know, we'll put it down, Ventara rehabbed that animal back from the literal brink of death. And each one of these stories is so impactful, and that's what makes the series so compelling, because this isn't a zoo show. It's not just about look at the animal behind the glass. It's about the stories of these incredible creatures and what they've gone through to end up at this facility.
What are some other examples of their backstories? This is absolutely fascinating. So there was a circus accident. You said there was a crocodile kind of overcrowding situation somewhere. I saw a toucan. It looked like a toucan with a broken beak. What are some of the backstories and how some of these animals find themselves in a situation where they need rehabilitation?
Well, we utilize animals the world over as tools and for trade and, you know, as display creatures. And so these animals go through hell and high water, whether that's fires or the circus or decongestions from zoos, overcrowding at facilities. In the case of the elephants, a lot of these elephants were former logging elephants that were literally walking on boiling hot pavement day in and day out, pulling logs. And Ventara stepped in and said, we'll take all of it. And they literally, Ventara itself shut down the circus industry in India to rescue these animals. So that's what's so amazing. With over 1 million animals rescued here, every single creature has an unbelievable backstory, including that 3D printed beak on that toucan. I honestly, I don't remember how he lost his beak, but seeing them 3D print one and glue it on and paint it and, you know, try and make him better, they put an animal like that down almost anywhere else in the world, but not here.
Wow. Forrest, you know, I wish we had more time to chat with you. I guess really quick, you know, you've done a lot of stuff in your career, obviously, with all the different shows that you've been in spanning your career. Has there been anything in this series that's kind of put you out of your comfort zone at all? And we have to be quick with it. I'm sorry.
No problem. Yeah, my personal journey with this story was learning a little bit more about Hinduism and how the Hinduism belief is that we're there to worship animals and all life has value. As a traditional conservationist, I've always thought it's about the good of the species, but what I learned at Ventara is there's room for both. There's room for conservation and the bigger picture of species, and there's room for the individual, and that has been a real awakening for me.
This is amazing. I cannot wait to check it out. There are 4 episodes into the new season of Ventara, Sanctuary Stories. Forrest Galante, thank you very much for taking time for us, and I cannot wait to check this out.
Thanks, guys.
All right, you too. What a show, Gabby. I'll join you anytime.
I know. No.
Is this what you get all the time?
I
on
do.
The 11 a.m.?
You know what? The 11 a.m. hour. You know, the 10 a.m. hour is good.
Yeah.
This hour is great. We have some star people in the background. You know, giving us some good stuff to talk about. Forrest, I've seen him so many times on my small screen,
so
and there he is chatting with us, and just is salt of the earth kind of guy, it seems like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's interesting how he answered that question, right? About, you know, him being uncomfortable, not necessarily with any of the animal interactions, but just like how he's looking at his entire job in general.
Oh yeah, through the lens of
another
Hinduism,
layer, right?
which is the prevailing religion there.
We will be
India.
watching.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us here in the 11 a.m. hour of Chicago Now. We will see you right back here tomorrow, everybody. Bundle up.
Live from Chicago, this is Fox 30.